All right, I know I haven't done videos in a while. I know I've been really bad slacking off lately, but there's a good reason why I haven't been doing videos because I've been really busy doing some stuff behind the scenes with my collection. Um, Not my handle game collection, not that. My actual like gaming collection, video gaming collection, like my retro stuff in particular. And today I'm going to talk about that. And I've been wanting to do a video talking about this for a while. But let me go shut this door real quick. Okay. Anyway, so I've been really busy with my retro collection, my NES stuff, my Famicom, Super Famicom, stuff like that. Genesis, as you can see, I'm currently doing that. So currently working on that. The stack's getting kind of big. Um, anyway, so I've been doing a lot of stuff with my retro game collection. Um, and that being messing around with one of these. And you're probably like, well, what the hell is this? Let me see if I can get a good angle for you here. One of these. And what this is I'm going to see if I can get close enough. See, it has still the cartridge ports. So basically, what this thing does is it takes your cartridges, it basically dumps the ROMs and save batteries if they have them, and let the save RAM chips on most Game Boy Advance games that save have like RAM chips instead of like batteries, and it will dump them onto an SD card, and you can then take them to your computer and back them up, which that's what I've been doing. So, um, to kind of give you a little bit of a thing about what this thing actually does. Oh wait, I didn't put the SD card back in. Let me remove the let me put the SD card back in here real quick. Did I have it? Wait, that I didn't lock it back in there. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay, so as you can see, I got a longer wire here, so I can actually do this. Think I might bought a longer cable for this because the cable is a really short cable. Um, it runs off a micro USB, I think. I'm pretty sure. But as you can see, you can see what systems you can do there, and you just use the knob to select it and then press into uh, OK your selection. So let me go into like Game Boy here. So as you can see, it says like Game Boy, and then it has the other things like Game Boy Advance, and then you see it'll say 3 volt, and you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, there's a switch on the side of this that's your voltage switch, and you want to make sure you switch it when you need to, when you're dumping certain consoles. Now I believe N64 Game Boy Advance do 3.3 volts. It says 3 volts on the Switch, so I guess it's a little leeway with the exact voltage, but whatever. But still, you want to be sure you use the correct voltage when you need to, so you get a correct dump. Now, some things I have noticed with this open source card reader, or OSCR, that's what I'm going to start calling it, to limit down on how much I have to talk and say. But with the OSCR, I have noticed some issues that I'm going to report to the team that actually like is working on firmware updates and stuff like that with Sega Master System games and some Genesis games so far. Like one, for instance, gives me an error like it didn't dump, but yet it did successfully dump with both a Master System game and a Genesis game. And one of my Master System games, it wouldn't even dump it at all. and it's not like it's a prototype or a rare game or nothing like that, or like a really really uncommon game. It's a rare game, uncommon game, expensive game, but it's a game that should dump because it dumps on my old Retro 2 Master System adapter. When you plug that into the Genesis side of that, it still dumps. And I tested it, and it works on my Mega SG. So I know it's something with the firmware, or maybe the slot or something with this dumper. Now that being said, am I still pleased with this purchase? Yes, because I'm able to finally dump my NES and my Famicom collection. That's the main reason why I wanted this, and my Game Boy stuff as well. My Game Boy stuff I could do with the Retro, but it wasn't. The Game Boy adapter wasn't perfect. Like it using it, you had to be very careful with it because if you bumped it accidentally or something, it would screw up if it had a battery save, it would screw it up. So you had to be really careful with it. I lost the save because of that, so it kind of sucks, but thank God it wasn't like Pokemon or something like that, but it was like Donkey Kong, so I was like, whatever, not a big deal. And plus, it also lets you know, like, with, I think it only does it with Super Nintendo games. I wish I would add it with other consoles. They probably could, the other systems that it supports, but there's a battery tester thing. I don't know how accurate it is, but with Super Nintendo, but it says to not do it unless you want to risk wiping your save. So like back your save up first and then like do the test to see what it says. I don't know if I did one or not, but I'm assuming it tells you if it's good or dying or something. Rule of thumb is like if you've had the game since it came out, it's probably going to be dying soon. Case in point, I have a couple games for my Game Boy and my NES that are dead. My original copies of Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 from back when I was a kid, those are dead. That sucks because our original saves are no longer on them. And that happened way before I had this thing. So I didn't bother dumping those. The saves on those. My copy of Donkey Kong Land 3, when I bought it recently, it was dead. The battery hasn't been changed. So that needs to be changed. And I don't want to say my original copy of Mario Deluxe, but the one I've had for like years and years, because I rebought a copy because I got rid of it years ago, but rebought it again, that has also died. So it is kind of good to go through my collection and be like, okay, these need to be replaced. These are still good. Like my Link to the Past is still good. Both versions I have, Japanese and English. They're still good. I think that's really it. All my Dragon Ball Z games that I have, like for Super Famicom, they have save batteries. They're still good. But that's really it. I don't really have a lot of save battery games. But for the ones that I did, I backed them up, and yes, they do work. Yes, the backups do work, and yes, you can change the extension from an SRM file to like an SAV file for your analog systems, so you can transfer your save over to an SD card, which I tested with my Super NT and with Link to the Past, and it worked fine. So I didn't think it was gonna work, but it actually did. So that's kind of cool that I can actually have my save through SD card if I wanted to. And what I've been doing is having separate folders with my US NES games, my Famicom games in a separate folder. My Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. So I'm really organizing all my ROMs so I know where they all are and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing. That's why it's been a really long time since I've done videos. And really, there just hasn't been a lot to talk about in the video game space Anyway, besides like a bunch of layoffs at Sony and closures happening and stuff like that. I don't want to talk about stuff like that because like what is me talking about that gonna do? It's not gonna change the fact that that's happening. Like other people already talk about that, so it's not a big deal. And also, I've been trying to freaking work up and finish leveling up Peacemaker on Mortal Kombat 1, but it's so damn difficult because he's weak against everything in the damn gateway tower. And it's so annoying because the farther you get up in it, the harder it gets. Well, the EXP caps out of it's when you beat a whole tower, it caps out at 4,000, which is a lot, but it's not as much as you used to get. Like I think it was season 2 where it would give you like a ton if you were at like level 40 tower. It would give you like 6,000 or 8,000 or something stupid. It doesn't do that anymore because they changed it. They said they changed it for the better, but like bring it back to what it was season 2. Just let the EXP go up and up and up. I don't want to sit there grinding for hours with a character I'm not good with. And when I do the character tower with him, the video on it, you guys are going to see that I'm not super good with him. I know some decent like B&B combos, but that's it. I'm not like trying to be good with Peacemaker because I don't know anything about him. Should I watch the show? You guys let me know in the comments below if I should watch Peacemaker or not. It's on DVD. It's like $15. If you guys say it's worth watching, I'll just pick up the DVD rather than pay for Max because it's on Max. So if you guys say it's worth it, I'll buy it and I'll watch it because from what I've seen of the character's funny and I do like his clips and stuff. So maybe I'll like the show. I have no idea. I know other people are like Robert Patrick. I've actually met him twice. He's a really funny dude, by the way. Yeah, he'd probably make some clip about my hair right now because how long it is. But long story with that. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I've been, kind of what I've been doing. I did recently just today, as I'm filming this video, get a new handheld game for my collection. Not a new one, not sealed, but open with the package and manual and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. It's Nightmare Before Christmas. I got it for like $23. That's a really good deal for that. It's pretty solid, I think. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be doing a video on that in the next couple weeks. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know where I've been, what I've been doing. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I know it's been a while, but I've been really kind of having fun doing this. Kind of getting annoyed with it when it doesn't really cooperate. Having to like, because after I dump an entire system, I go through, check each ROM in an emulator, make sure it reads, make sure it works right. If it doesn't, I go redump it. And if I don't get a good clean dump, then I take it apart and clean it. It's been a whole thing. It's taken me hours upon hours in a day to do it. And my wife has been helping me do it, getting the stuff from the basement and getting all that stuff. After I do Genesis, I'm going to move on to my N64 stuff. And then I will order the Game Gear adapter that you can get for this, for the Master System side, I believe, to plug into the Master System slot to dump my Game Gear collection. And then I will be completely done dumping games until I get like new cartridge-based stuff. But anyway, that's where I've been. Just want to let you guys know that I haven't forgotten about you guys. I haven't forgotten about YouTube. It's just been, I've been really busy with stuff and just, like I said, I haven't really felt the need to talk about anything gaming related because there's nothing super interesting happening in the gaming landscape. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are doing okay. Yeah, so anyway, that's where I've been. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for me. I'm going to get back to dumping these and hopefully be done with Genesis tonight. And then be on to N64. Thank God I don't have nearly as many as I do with Super Nintendo and Genesis, but I still have quite a few N64, but not nearly as many. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace. If you guys want to know anything else about the OSCR, let me know in the comments, and I'll point you in the right direction where you can get one if you want to get one of these. They are fairly expensive, by the way. They're like $250. I bought it with the money I sold when I sold a lot of my collection. So it wasn't through Patreon. It wasn't anything like that. So anyway, that's all for me. I'll see you guys later. Quick little thing for anyone that does buy one of these. Just real quick. If you're taking apart your games to clean them, and you just want to put the bare like circuit boards in, be very, 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 very careful on which way you orient the boards and put them in. Each system goes in a specific way, and I'm going to explain the systems that are easily disassemblable, and you're able to take them apart. Famicom games are a bitch to take apart, so don't bother with those. You'll wind up breaking tabs trying to take them apart. But anyway, NES games, when you take them apart, you have to flip it over and take the 3 screws out. 3 or 5 screws out, depending on what release you have, or if it has a 5 screw or 3 screw release, whatever. Anyway, so when you flip it over and you take the back off, how the back of the board is facing you, that is the back. Do not put it in that way. You want to have the NES games, if you put them the bare circuit board in, you want to have it facing the chips facing you. So when you put it in, you basically turn it so the chips are facing you. The little black, if you don't know what the chips are, the little black things you see on the circuit board. You just have those facing you, and you got to make sure you line the pins up and then push down very gently. You don't want to be too rough with these, because I'm sure they can easily bend and stuff like that. Just make sure you line them up, push them in firmly, make sure it's completely clean, and then there you go. You should get a clean dump. You also, when you're dumping NES games, you might also want to use like an NES database library. Excuse me, I don't know why I have a frog in my throat here, but I do. But you might want to use like a database to get like the mappers and the headers and all that, because sometimes you will have to manually find them if they don't come up right away. Famicom games, that's more of a problem with. It'll give you like the wrong region or whatever. It's easily fixable and findable to get correct dumps. Just make sure that you're doing that with NES games. NES games took the longest because of that, but since I'm done with that, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, be very careful if you're putting them in the bare circuit boards, because you want to make sure they're oriented the right way. Now, Sega Genesis games, since same thing, since you're taking off the back, if you have to flip it over and the screws are on the back, you have to basically flip the board to the front to put it in. The only system you have to put in front ways that's already like the right way oriented when you take it apart is Super Famicom. So the way Super Famicom and Super Nintendo. So the way they are when you take them apart, they're on the front. So that way is the correct way. So I just want to clarify that for anyone that gets these, because if you put them in the wrong way, you could severely damage the chips. And I almost put one of my Super Nintendo games in the wrong way, turned it on, felt the chip. It was getting hot, so I turned it off, unplugged the thing right away, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to short anything else. Left it unplugged for a little bit. So just be very, very careful before you go to put any of these in bare circuit board only. I recommend, if you're not comfortable doing that, just use a Q-tip with alcohol and just lightly clean the pins. You don't have to take them apart, but if you're like me and you have the tools to do it, just you might as well just do it to make sure you get a clean, complete, working dump of a game. So yeah, just a quick little thing that I forgot to mention. Anyway, that'll do it for me. Peace. Again.